Any technical difficulties, and thank you guys for your patience. I really do appreciate you guys waiting in the super chat. It does mean a lot, guys. Holsum One is joining shortly. He was leaving a meeting with his football team. He is a coach at North Dakota State University, so he was leaving the meeting just now, and he's going to be hopping on shortly, guys. But just want to go ahead, go live. It is game week, guys. It literally felt like forever. The bye week, there were a lot of fun football games, but I would love to talk Miami Hurricanes football with you guys before Holsum One comes on. What do you guys think about UNC South Carolina? I would love to hear your thoughts, guys. What do you guys think about the game so far? Yeah, no. I truly do believe Dwayne Baker 305. Sam Howell is not a running threat. Personally, guys, what I thought about North Carolina at first sight. What I thought. I saw a team that did not have good athletes. I didn't think South Carolina was a good team at all. I would be very surprised if North Carolina puts up more than 14 touchdowns against Miami. I mean, 14 points against Miami, not touchdowns. Sorry. But yeah, I did not see a very good football team. Sam Howell didn't impress me that much. I think Roman Marciante, he said it best on Kane's Insight. I don't know if you guys listen or watch Kane's Insight, read their posts, but he was breaking down Sam Howell, and he said, he follows his first check, and then after that, he takes off and runs. I wasn't really too impressed with Sam Howell. He didn't really impress me at all, nor did UNC. Remember that receiver from UNC, he made an amazing touchdown catch. If he wouldn't have made that catch in the end zone, I don't think UNC is in that game. I don't think they win the game either. So, but credit to Sam Howell. He did make some plays, made some nice passes, but I do not think UNC is a good football team. Miami should win this game, guys. This should be a blowout win. If it's a close game going into the fourth quarter, I do not think I think it's a lot of red flags. It's going to be sold out. It's going to be a hostile environment, but I truly do think Miami should take care of business, guys. All right, we'd love to hear your comments. Tori Evans, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see a pissed off Miami team. I'm dying for that. I am literally dying for us to run up the score against an ACC opponent, especially North Carolina, guys. The history between Miami and North Carolina, someone said it best in the comments section. I don't know where I saw it. Maybe it was on Twitter. But in 2004, after UNC made that field goal against Miami on the road in Chapel Hill, it's like the program went down for Miami ever since that game. I mean, what do you guys think about that? I mean, the history, Marquez Williams throwing down that U, we always do. It's a tough game in Chapel Hill. But, yeah, Miami UNC, it's something about it. I just don't like those guys. Something about UNC I just don't like. What's up, Kyle? Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Miami has to put a lot of pressure under Sam Howell. Make him throw the ball. Make him into a pure passer. I want to see Sam Howell as a pocket passer. I think he was very fluent in a game against South Carolina using his feet. I think Miami's going to attack him, blitz the hell out of him, surprise him, a lot of blitz packages. That's what Manny Diaz does best, surprising quarterbacks, surprising offenses. I'm predicting 3 picks for Sam Howell. This is the first time he's going to see a legit defense, a very good defense. So I'm predicting that Sam Howell has a rough game against Miami, guys. What do you guys think? Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, Tori Evans. Yeah, definitely. I do think Sam Howell is going to be a rough night, 100%. Let me check up on Holsum One real quick, guys. He is texting me right now to join the chat. He just got home and will be joining right now, guys. Holsum One will be going live with me. 904 Hurricane. I am not unhappy with DJ and Cam, but I still want to see Lingard. So Lorenzo Lingard, I don't know if he's going to be expected to play, guys, week 2. I know DJ Ivy is ready to play, and Bubba Bolden is still not cleared by the NCAA. We still have not gotten confirmation that Bubba Bolden will be playing week 2. So we'll see about that. DJ Ivy will play. But Lorenzo Lingard, I have not gotten word. I don't know if you guys have yet that he will be ready come week 2. But right now, Cam Harris, DJ Dallas, and Robert Burns are going to be your 3 running backs. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Cam Harris can do. I really do hope our offensive line can produce and have a big game, open up holes for our running backs, because I really do think it can be an effective weapon, especially this game, taking out the crowd out of the game, because it's going to be sold out, guys. It's going to be hostile. Every seat is sold for this game already. It's the return of the Mac, as they call it. They have this obsession over Mac Brown, so we'll see what happens. Ricardo Pino, have you heard anything about the O-line coach? No, I haven't heard anything about Butch Berry. But 10 sacks is unacceptable, guys. I don't care if you're playing Alabama. I don't care if you're playing Clemson. 10 sacks in general is not acceptable. Hold up. Holsum is joining the live chat. Let me get him on real quick. Let's see if Holsum joins. Remove from stream. Let me get Holsum on. He's coming on right now, guys. Give me 1 second. Yo, what's up, Holsum? How you been, man?
Oh my goodness, it's been a crazy one. Been crazy, man. Hopefully you got a chance to. Did you start the live up already?
Yeah, man. We're live as we speak right now.
Perfect.
Man.
All right, perfect.
Yeah,
all right.
We're live as we speak.
All right, hit me.
All right, Holsum. We're talking about we started off with UNC South Carolina. What are your thoughts about the game? Did you get a chance to watch it? What were your thoughts about the young true freshman? If you had any looks about Sam.
Trash game. Trash. People, it's crazy, and I put it in a video that's uploading as we speak right now on my channel. Everyone was bashing our game, saying that it was trash.
True.
And then you watch the opening week of college football, and everyone plays bad because you're not used to playing against someone else.
Absolutely.
We've been so bad for teams like Tennessee that they lose to Georgia State. Like,
yeah, that was bad.
This is going to be, or it should be, the worst that your team plays, and then you continuously build off of that. So in some cases, probably Georgia State, that's the best they'll ever play. Right. And they'll just live off of the hype from that. But when you talk about the USC and the UNC game, like, in all honesty, North Carolina basically owned that game for 3.5 quarters. They were up 20-9 with like a minute into the fourth quarter.
South Carolina.
This guy, Sam Hubbard, or whatever the hell his name is, he throws up a couple fairy tale catches. The guy come down with the ball, and now they want to like have him as a Heisman candidate. Like, are you serious? The dude made a couple throws. Even when you watch their run game, like, they ran for all those yards, but it was on 52 carries. Yeah. Like, how bad of a defense are you to allow somebody to continuously run the ball for 52 attempts? And they went on a 95 and 98-yard drive. So basically what you're telling me is UNC took what the defense was giving them, and then USC just couldn't tackle people in open field. So they just kept getting these first downs and having these long drives. Mac Brown kind of always showed Miami love on ESPN. So, like, I don't hate Mac Brown, but the way that they're kind of overhyping him already and basically saying, like, it's between Virginia and UNC and Miami's in third place right now in the ACC Coastal is just beyond me. But we got to show it on the field, man. We got to show it.
Absolutely. I do think UNC is a better team from last season. I think they are a 6-6, 7-5 team. One thing that I found interesting, Chaz Surratt was their starting quarterback last season, and he led the defense in tackles against South Carolina. I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, they try to spin it and say he's like a multi-sport athlete, but that's BS. I mean, one of the main things that showed out to me is this D-line isn't really that good. I mean,
right, absolutely.
Their O-line gave up 3 sacks to South Carolina, which is a bottom feeder in the SEC. As you can see, they lost to our bottom feeder. Like, Duke has been beating North Carolina. So the only team that makes North Carolina look good is Miami, year in and year out. Like, we make these ACC coastal teams look good. For some unapparent reason, North Carolina, since we've joined the ACC, even before I became a YouTuber and like really started noticing football, I'm like, who is this blue and white team that Miami always like plays tough? It's the way that when they had Butch Davis and when they had like, Larry Fedora, they always played Miami tough. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those games where we could be so much more talented than them. They just felt like they were better than us and they shouldn't lose to us. It was more like they just don't respect us. And that type of stuff, you know, you got to take that personal, because if a team just doesn't respect you, I mean, we give them that reason to feel like that. When we were 6-0, they were 1-7. We beat them by 10 points. You know, like stuff like that gives these sorry teams a reason to think that they can be on the field with us, and that's our fault.
Absolutely. For some reason, every time we play Chapel Hill, we never play our best game. We play down to their level.
Every time.
You know, it's time to change that. It's time to change that and play like Miami Hurricanes. Run up the score. Win big away, you know, in Chapel Hill. It's going to be sold out. It's going to be a hostile environment. You know, literally run up the score. Tell everyone in the ACC this is the new Miami. And I think our fan base is waiting for that big game, you know, to play mad, play angry, disrespect your opponent. Mm-hmm. You know, it's been a while. And that's what I'm expecting come week 2. You know, come Saturday, which, by the way, guys, I know there's been a kind of like a circulation with the hurricane going on. The game is expected to go on. The Hurricane Dorian, if it does hit North Carolina, it's expected to come Thursday or early morning Friday. So it will not impact the game. Both sides, Miami and North Carolina spokesperson, Blake James, the AD from Miami, and the spokesperson for North Carolina, do not expect any cancellations. They want to play this game. Worst case scenario, they reschedule it or it goes to Miami, but I don't think that's going to happen. The game will be played Saturday at 8 p.m. and I cannot wait. Under the lights. I will be there too. Can't wait.
The only bad part about it being a prime timer, it's a prime timer on a like digital network. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they would, I mean, I know Miami isn't on Bama's level, but they would never put Bama on the SEC network. They would never put, well, I mean, I guess we're on 2 different levels because Clemson, the national champions, were just on it last week. So
right, ACC network. They want to sell it. They want to promote it kind of like the Big 12, the Big 10 network, the Longhorn network, I guess. Texas has their own network. I don't know how that happened, but
well, when you got all that oil money,
yeah, true.
They're on a different level when it comes to finances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I had a couple questions for you, Paul.
Yeah.
What are some of the things? Because I've rewatched this Florida game so many times. Like it's still sickening to watch, but it gives me a lot of, okay, this guy could show up. Who, based on the film you have so far, if you've already seen the North Carolina game, who do you think could have a big game come Saturday? Or who do you think will? Who's probable and who's like, yeah, this guy's going to like go off?
Before I answer that question, I want to give a huge shout out to Brett Barner. He just donated $5, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. Every donation that goes to our channels in general, it really does help us out, man. It keeps us going. It only improves our channels as well. So just want to give a huge shout out, and I'll answer your question after I answer Holsum one's question. But, man, I'm looking for Jeff Thomas, man. Jeff Thomas. He did not show up week 1. I'm looking for him to have a great game. Okay,
just like go out there and dominate, huh?
10 receptions, punt return for a touchdown. Why not? Like literally, show everyone that last week 0 was a fluke, and that wasn't you. You're a completely different player. And how about Cam Harris? You know, there's been a lot of hype from him in the offseason. You know, come on, show up.
I mean, like, I get the first one. Second one, I think if that got, because that was a touchdown, if that holding doesn't get called back.
It was 2 holdings.
Well, it wasn't a touchdown. It was like to the 3 or 4 yard line. But it puts us in position to score points in the fourth quarter. I think I'm not even going to go with the player. I'm going with Dan Enos. I think Dan Enos is going to stop all that super triple dot option crap. He might just go 5 wide and just attack a team.
Yeah.
Because he's going to see on film that that first drive against Florida.
Oh, yeah.
If we do not stop doing that, like tight end screens, wide receiver screens, running back outs, like that's the stuff that Jaron Williams did in high school. That's what these young recruits want to play in. I understand the pro style, but the pro is starting to become spread also. It's becoming a pass-first like sport, regardless whether it's high school, college, or pro. So I think Dan Enos is going to come out aggressive.
Oh, yeah. I hope so.
The thing is, this UNC team is a second half team.
Yes.
We're not so far. We let Florida come back. We fought, but we let Florida come back and win the game. So as of right now, I can't say that we're a second half team. To me, I would say we're a first half team.
Okay.
And it's only with a small body of work, but what I'm saying is I think we did our best in the first quarter because I think we only had like 15 total yards of offense in the third quarter.
Right.
Then we started to spark it up again in the fourth quarter because the defense was giving us plus territory every time. And we came out with 3 total second half points. Like
Darren was 12 out of 14 the first half.
Huh?
Darren was 12 out of 14 the first half.
And a lot of those were dink and dunk, but it was like every other play was a first down. I'm like, whoa, we both were at the game like, whoa, like this might get dirt. Like if we could keep this up, it can get nasty real fast.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
We should have went for the juggler. Like we should have went for a touchdown that first drive, but it's behind us. You know, I can't keep talking about the Florida game, but it's the only thing on film that we have.
Exactly. And we'll find out more.
Wait, what were you saying?
We'll find out more about Coach Enos, you know, and his offensive scheme as the season goes on. You know, it was the first game. There's a lot of hype. You know, we'll find out more week by week about Coach Enos and the surprises he has in store. So,
and I think he had to fill out the team too. You know, like. What can I call? What does Jaron like? Right. What are some of the things that it matches that we both like and was successful? You know, all those little things you have to creep in as a coordinator. What does Jaron like? You know, so.
All right.
Sorry about that. I was just trying to get the chat up so I can interact. You know, I love to hear myself talk, but, you know, I had to get the chat up here.
Brett Varner asked, what do you think about more jet sweeps and misdirections from Miami for this game?
The North Carolina defense is older players who were hurt last year.
Okay.
So a lot of those misdirection plays probably wouldn't work. But what it does do is it puts Miami players in open space. And that's the best thing you can ask for a young quarterback on a second away game, which I am thankful. Because even though we might have won that game, I think we win that game if it was in Miami, personally.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
For Jaron Williams, for the production of Jaron Williams and projection, to have his first 2 collegiate starts be away, I think that's going to be amazing for him as far as like building the confidence in himself that when he has on white jersey, he can still do the same thing as when he has on his home jerseys. And I think that was a big issue with Miami over the last decade or so is that team is not the same team home as it is away. Even though people think we didn't have a home advantage, our teams just played a lot more comfortable at home.
Yeah.
I mean, even Notre Dame was 2-8, and we lost to them away. You know, in 2016, we ended up blowing them out in 2017. But these teams that Miami has been at least 500 to above 500 at home. And they've been below 500 away. I mean, we even lost at Cincinnati. Jeez.
Yeah, that was the downhill of a golden era, I'd say.
Yeah, 2015 was a tough year, man. It was. I mean, I think we all knew it was going to be tough because of the fact we had to replace so much.
Oh yeah.
But another thing I want to see, I addressed this also on my show, is a couple position changes, man. And I called the Evidence Njoku tight end move for a while. The second one, Mark Pope to the slot, man. He is too dynamic to have on that sideline and to use it as the excuse that you're not playing him is because he's behind Jeff Thomas. Well, move him from behind Jeff Thomas, and that will help get a young Miami kid an opportunity to put on for Miami. If he had on a Florida Gators uniform, he would be playing a lot more than he has by now. If he had on a Tallahassee uniform, if he had on an Alabama uniform, they would put him on the field and find a way to have a dynamic player on the football field. Miami has not, and that's just sickening to really think about. If he don't know the playbook, tell him in the huddle, hey, bro, you got to out, you got to slant, you got to curl, you got to go. This kid is too much of a dynamic player for Miami fans to question whether he's good or not. And for Miami coaches not to have him on the football field. It's just that simple.
You know what? If Jeff Thomas doesn't cut at returning punts, put him at punt returning. Put him on the field.
Kick return was going to be him and Bethel. Bethel's no longer a Miami Hurricane. He's a Colorado guy. And, whatever. But get this kid on the dang field. And everybody talks about how fast D. Wiggins is.
Yeah.
Give him a quick slant or something. Like, put our players in open space. It hurts me to watch Big 12 football. To watch and wonder why a guy like Hollywood Brown, who's from Broward County, goes to Oklahoma. Wonder why a guy like Antonio Callaway, who's from Miami, Booker T. Washington, goes to the University of Florida. Why? Because they were putting their players in open space. Jerry Jeudy goes to Alabama because they were putting their players in open space, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, and they didn't keep using the excuse of a playbook. Put the kid on the dang field. Let him prove to us that he's not that good then. Let him prove it.
Isn't the number one receiver in the nation?
Oh, kid, your turn is going to come. With the transfer portal, you can't do that crap no more, man.
Isn't the number one receiver in the nation out of Carroll City? Is it Bill Jones going to Alabama? I mean, Carroll City.
One of our blueprint places. Like, we do really good recruiting out of Carroll City.
Didn't Santana Moss and some Morris Moss, didn't they go to Carroll City?
Yes, they did.
I mean, that's a Miami pipeline.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
To really sit and think about it. That our Miami boys, D. Wiggins and Mark Pope, aren't even being put on the field. Now, I get, do you say, all right, we take off a transfer redshirt senior and our best player off the field to put young kids out there? You don't have to. Just decide whether you're going to be a double tight end team or whether you're going to keep using Mike Harley, who has shown us he's an average player. Take him off the dang field. If Mike Harley has shown us, and I respect Mike Harley, he was just pure speed. Okay. He's probably not an NFL guy. Let's just keep it 100. Right. If Ray Armstrong and Rayshawn Jenkins, some great players here, get cut from the NFL and they're not pro football players, Mike Harley damn near sure ain't one. So get this kid off the field. If you know his career ends in about 18 weeks, he's going to go coach at St. Thomas somewhere. Put Mark Pope on the field, an NFL size and talent guy, and give him an opportunity to show the nation who he is. Then you wonder why these kids don't want to come. You wonder why.
100%. What's the chat saying real quick?
D. Wiggins got to work on his hands.
100% agree.
Ben Pratt with a $5 donation.
Hey, thank you so much, Ben Pratt. What do you ask? A key to the game
is scoring 28 or more points.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Out of the last 8 games, we haven't scored 28 points except for Pitt.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very true.
With our defense, I mean, let's say our defense probably gives up 20 points or less, right? Averages per game. Let's say this season, we scored 35 points a game. Pretty easy, I think.
And that's a tough to ask in college football nowadays, is to average 28 points, but it's doable.
Oh, yeah.
The talent that Miami has is definitely doable.
In the ACC Coastal as well.
Right.
100%.
All right, so a couple people are addressing UNC's 247 Canes is addressing UNC's run defense. He says that it's weak. They love zone. I hope Jaren picks them apart. I agree with that. I just hope that Dan Enos doesn't go into a shell and tries to turn our team into a run-heavy team.
Right.
If you ask me, there was no better Miami offense than seeing Brad Kaya throw the ball all over the yard in 2014. Like, it was just, we were a pure spread team. Philip Dorsett, Herb Waters, Clive Walford, like everybody was feeding because we were spread 4 or 5 wide, and it still helped Duke Johnson break the rushing record. So that means that we were pass first to open up the run instead of forcing to be a run team with the O-line that we don't have. Just spread it out and let Jaren play backyard football.
And you might see that more this game because, let's be real, Florida has much better athletes than UNC. We spread them out. We get them one-on-one. It's over.
I mean, hey, Jeff had a good game in 2017.
Oh yeah.
He had the game. He had the opening bomb. I think it was straight out of half.
Yeah.
Yes, Evidence and Joku the tight end is a great move. Your boy called it.
6'7".
Oh my God, I was on edge. This guy, he's too dang big to be out there talking about he run curls and outs. Man, if you don't get your behind on the line and run straight and just catch the football, that's all I ask. Oh, so we have a question for both of us. I'll let you answer this one first.
Cool.
904 Hurricane says, at Paul and Holsum, a lot of fans assume Bubba Bolden will start. I was impressed with Gervin Hall's play in the Florida game. What are your thoughts on Bubba passing Gervin on the depth chart?
Not right away. I was impressed at times with Gervin Hall, but tackling was weak at times. I rewatched the Kadarius Toney touchdown right before I went live, and it was pretty bad.
It was a one-off though. He went missing for the rest of the game.
Yeah, true. But
even our senior linebackers missed on that play.
Yeah,
I think that was just it was just one of those plays.
Yeah, there was another one I forgot. It was down the. I forgot where his helmet just popped off too. There were at times just tackling was weak. I like Gervin Hall a lot, man. I thought he played very solid. I think he's going to be starting the whole season, and Bubba Bolden is just going to rotate with him. I don't think he's going to pass him.
I could see the coaches trying to force him on the field.
True.
To see what he has.
True.
Not necessarily in a Robert Knowles feel, but more like a Tate Martell feel, to where it's like, oh, we know you're like not better than the guy, but we're like, go out.
Yeah.
Just go on the field and see what happens,
Yeah.
Because think about it. If we were in their shoes and we got a 5-star on offense and a 5-star on defense, what would make you not want to put this kid in the game?
Right.
And it would make you want to give the kid an opportunity. But to me, if I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, both ways are messed up. Like, I would much rather just pay both of them in small portions if I can't afford to truly pay you back.
Right.
And you feed these kids all this, I love you, come to the U, you're a South Florida kid. And they come to Miami and you don't even put them on the field. Like,
right.
I personally think they probably had to talk Mark Pope from transferring like right then and there.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a discussion. Yeah.
The picture that I saw with him and 2 other Broward County kids who signed with Florida, him and D. Wiggins' uniforms look super crisp. And the other 2 kids play for Florida. Like, how sickening is that, man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's no way, shape, or form you could twist that to why Mark Pope is not on our field. But if I'm going to talk the Bubba Bolden conversation, because that was a question. I think that Bubba is I haven't seen him tackle in a while, except for in high school. And he was just the biggest guy, one of the biggest guys on the field in high school. So Amari Carter was known as a headhunter, and he actually showed up. So was Gervin Hall, and he missed a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think that comes with the inexperience. Now, see, Big Dog said something to me on Twitter. Shout out to Junior and Big Dog, where he said he thinks that the Toney tackle doesn't happen with those 2 safeties, that Toney touchdown, because Redwine and Jaquan Johnson have played so much football, and they were sure tacklers that they would have brought him down. Okay. Amari Carter and Gervin Hall were inexperienced, and you saw them grow as the game went on. But the experience of the 2 safeties knowing how to bring somebody down would have happened like from Jump Street. It wouldn't even been a thought of how to bring this guy down. So I think that that's something that we have seen the worst Gervin Hall, and he's going to build off of that. And another thing I thought I talked about in my video, not to give it all away, but I'm glad the Florida game happened. That's probably the best thing that could have happened to Miami. Because if you win that game and then you go into at North Carolina overconfident, that's a lot worse than winning that game and then turn around and losing the North Carolina game. Then it is to take your growing pains, take that one on the chin, and then win 11 straight. Win 11 of your next 12. Like that looks a lot better with a young coach, a young quarterback, growing from their mistakes, being in the Florida game, and learning from it and taking their steps forward.
DJ Ivy is back. Yeah, DJ Ivy coming back is huge. Jay, the U family Blaze. Yeah, no, man, that is going to be huge. I'm expecting a big game from DJ Ivy against UNC.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. All that hype coming in the offseason. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he'll play much, though.
I think he will. I think he'll play a lot.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I'm just thinking like they actually have film of Christian Williams and Couch out there. They don't have much game film of DJ Ivy.
Right. True. So Corey Couch, did he play more snaps than Christian Williams? I think so.
I think they played, but they both played like 8 snaps.
Okay.
But it's great for recruiting to see them out there. Like it's great for their morale for them to be out
there. Yeah, you can play as freshmen.
Bandy, a first-round draft pick.
Let the season play out. Let the season play out. Miami goes 11-1, gets in the college football playoff. Let's say has a great season. He could sneak in there.
I think what would have put him in that conversation from Jump Street was an interception versus Florida.
Yeah, true.
Because what happens is what makes the big difference between bubble guys in the NFL and guys who make rosters, or second, third round picks and first round picks, is the ability to make a play on the football in the secondary. Jaquan Johnson gets drafted in the 3rd round if he leaves his junior year because he had 4 interceptions. And he had none, one his senior year. What helped Red Wine get drafted before everybody else, he had 2 or 3 picks his junior year and 2 or 3 picks his senior year. Like when you play in the secondary, interceptions are huge. Like, coverage grade against you is really good. QB passer rating against you, PBUs, but you don't get paid millions of dollars to swat a ball down. I could find a guy to do that. You get paid millions of dollars to be a game-changing shutdown, and if they do try you, you make them pay with interceptions. That's a big thing. So somebody said that they are not sold on Enos's scheme, forcing under the center. He needs shotgun and spread scheme. I'm with you. Because, and see, that's the thing about having these old school coaches. Like, that part of the game is behind us, Paul. Like, if you're telling me Nick Saban, the most old school coach, don't do that crap no more, why are we still doing it?
Right. No, I agree. Especially with our offensive line, man. 10 sacks against Florida. I don't care if you're playing Alabama or Clemson. It's unacceptable to give up 10 sacks. It really is. In general,
really bad, man.
It does look bad for the program too. I was looking at comments of the highlights of the game, Miami, Florida, man. Ew. I was embarrassed. Rafael Nunez wants to know 1 out of 10. How confident am I that Miami will go 11-1, Holsum 1, or 10-2 this year? I want to hear what you think, and then I'll answer it.
With what I saw across college football, the mistakes I saw across college football made me a little bit more encouraged. So I'm going to go ahead and say 80%.
Okay.
I'm going to say 80% 11-1, 98% 10-2.
Okay.
I don't see another loss on here, but I know that we could turn around and have a great game and beat Florida State and then turn around and crap the bed versus Pitt. Or we might beat one of the Virginias instead of both the Virginias. And that's just based off of what Miami has put on film in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Now, Manny Diaz said this to New Miami. I want him to show us what is.
Absolutely.
I will say the New Miami showed me something fighting against Florida.
Right.
Because if that's Mark Richt team, it's 33-6 at halftime.
Yeah.
So I'm with that. I'm with the action of what he's shown us so far. Is there another step he could take? Absolutely. But as of right now, I'm impressed. I'm not satisfied, but I'm impressed.
Yeah, my heart is very confident that we will go 11-1, but at the same time, I got to see what we do against UNC because honestly, if it's a close game, that's not good. It is not good at all.
I mean, we've always historically struggled there, so I don't really see it. Like if we end up winning,
Holsum one. I think if it's a close game, you let UNC and the crowd in this game. I think it can get a little ugly. Because man, it's a road game. It's sold out. You let UNC in this game, man. It could be 0-2 to start the season. Just playing, laying the crowd in the game. Having UNC a couple of drives don't go your way. Maybe Jaron throws a couple picks. First road game, really sold out crowd, and then the Enos offense isn't clicking. I don't know. That's worst case scenario, but. I got to see. I'm confident we should go 11-1. There's no one in the schedule that can even. I mean, look, I was looking at Bryce Perkins, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, man. These guys, Bryce Perkins literally would just throw like fly balls in the air with double coverage to a receiver, and he'll just make a miraculous catch. Like these quarterbacks, these athletes don't match up to us. Don't match up to Miami.
But we don't give our players that opportunity, Paul.
Yeah.
We got a coach that picked the quarterback who puts us in a good situation, but will not go out and win us games. I've said that for 3.5 months. If we pick Jaron Williams, he won't go out there and throw for 300-400 yards and win us a game. He won't throw us into a game because he's going to be worried about making mistakes. Right. And we have a coordinator who coached the game like that. You go back and look, it seemed like we coached scared.
Yeah.
And I'm just keeping it 100. It looked like we coached that game terrified of what the outcome could be. Yeah. Instead of going out and taking it by the horns.
Oh, yeah. It was given to us in a silver platter. 100%. Also, anything you want to cover that we haven't covered yet, go in depth with, that you would love to talk about. A lot of people have been talking about Trayvon Hill getting more playing time. I know you've had your opinion on this subject and what the defensive line is in general. A lot of people are worried against Florida. We only had 1 sack. Should we be worried? I would love to hear your take about this defensive line, Holsum one.
Yeah, we should be worried. Actually, no, that's a reactionary response by me. That's not an analytical response. Because it has come out by multiple accounts that the scheme was to keep Felipe Franks in the pocket. So that means we played a lot of contain and blitzed the right side to force him to his left. Now, it's up to John Garvin to go make that play if we keep forcing him straight to him.
Right.
He made a couple early in the game, but didn't make them all. But Trayvon Hill is the only real pass rusher on our team. Like, Scott Patchen is a modern-day Anthony Chickalo. Like, he's a high-level guy, high-effort guy. He got a quick first step, but then it's like he fires off the ball, and then he's just kind of like prancing bad past the tackle. And I'm like, bro, are you going to go to the quarterback or are you going to run around him? Like, don't make the dang play. And John Garvin, second on the team in TFLs, to me, he's more of a run stopper than he is a pass rusher. Joe Jackson was one of those guys, like, he could just fly off the snap of the ball and go make a TFL, like go make a sack.
Right.
But Trayvon Hill, I can't forget my guy, Jabari Harvey. That's my guy.
Oh, yes.
And Gregory Rousseau are kind of like our pass rushers, but everyone else is really like run stoppers. And this, I want to give it another game before I really judge these two coordinators. But the second half of that game showed me that sometimes these both coordinators go into shells that I don't like.
Yeah.
It seems like we played a real big-time zone scheme that second half. And it was successful as far as getting interceptions, but like they got most of their rush yards that second half than they did the first half. Fairly disappointed in Pat Bethel. Extremely disappointed in John Ford. Chigozie Unuruka showed me absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I was super happy for Jordan Miller losing all that fat, but it doesn't seem like it's translated to anything on the field. One game isn't enough sample size to really go in on a player, but I can be critical on what you put on film. And from what I saw, I was not impressed. I'm not even gonna get on his linebacker core because these day 3 draft pick guys that we've been overhyping for the last 3.5 seasons, it's to the point where I'm sick of them now. Like, at this point, put Sam Brooks out there and Pat Joyner and see what happens. See if they have the same production.
What's going on with Pat Joyner? Is he? I don't think he's practicing yet. Is he still?
No, like he's wearing a jersey on the sideline. He doesn't have on a boot. Like, I don't know. It could be concussions. Maybe they're just not letting it out. I don't know.
True. Yeah, Coach Diaz has been kind of low key with stuff that's been going inside the locker room. I mean, DJ Ivy came out late.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm over here reading these. Okay, Kyle Hubbard. What's going on? I'm sorry I missed your question, man. Where's your question? Oh, 247 Canes. Okay. This man said that Shaq Quarterman and 56 are not day 3 picks. Okay. Paul, let me ask you this question. Is there more than one memorable play for each player you could think of off the top of your head right now?
Pickney was the Duke interception that was like one-handed. It was pretty sick. I don't remember. Do you remember that game? It was on a Friday night. Yeah, that was sick. Shaq Quarterman, Virginia Tech, and
was that not the game before his last game as a junior?
Yes.
And you can only think of one play. Okay.
Yeah, for them. I mean, then Pickney against Florida State, and then Quarterman recovering a fumble and taking it. Did he? I don't know. Did he take it to the house or did he?
The super score in 2016.
Yeah, against Georgia.
So majority of these plays are like 2017 and before.
Right, but nothing like to change. Like not like a Trajan Bandy pick against Notre Dame that changed the game. You know, like in that sense.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on 247 to get this because it's a slight delay. So I'm waiting on him to have his response to that because even you were able to bring up more than I was able to bring up because the only play where I said, "Wow, Shaq Quarterman," was the interception versus Virginia Tech. The only play for Mike Pinkney I could say, "Whoa, that's big time," was the interception versus Florida State. Regardless, after those 2 plays. It's above average, mediocrity, slightly above mediocrity from that point. And I think I'm also more mad because, like you said, a senior linebacker core with 8 tackles.
Oh yeah, that's
as
horrendous.
A core.
That's horrendous.
Sick. Like that. Oh my god.
And let's remember, guys. I mean, Zach McLeod, dude. Where has that kid gone? I know Holsum when you've had rants. But let's be real. 4-star recruit at a Santa Lucia high school. I believe that's South Florida, Palm Beach County. Could be wrong. Right. Man, that's awful, man. Where's the development? What went wrong? I see other, players develop, under Coach Diaz's system. I mean, what is it? Was it injuries hampered his career? I mean, what really happened to a 4-star recruit, South Florida recruit, 4-star?
I don't even understand it, to be honest with you.
Some people say he has the highest ceiling coming in out of high school as well. Let's not forget that.
And let's be honest. Is it these kids' fault or is it our fault for overhyping them? Because I really was like, yo, this is gonna be the game they show the nation. Like 56, 55, they coming out, and it's about to be a nasty game.
I mean, Holsum, when you start as freshman at the University of Miami, a big-time college football program, those are the expectations, man. I think at any college football program starting as a freshman.
And that's that.
Pickney, best linebacker in coverage, I would agree.
Mr. Rubicon say it's our fault. You guys overhype everyone.
Miami fans do. Yeah, I do agree. They overhype players, But at the same time, look at the perspective of starting as a true freshman at a big-time program. Look at that. That is hype. That is expectations. You must succeed with as a quarterback, as a linebacker, any position in college football. Zion Nelson. Look at Zion Nelson, for example. Look at the expectations were expected for him to perform at.
Right. And yeah, he actually made a pretty good point there. We do kind of, yeah. But I wouldn't say it's just us either, because recruiting analysts and all that, they hype players too, as far as, and then they give them these 4 or 5 stars, and then we're expecting that production at the University of Miami. So I don't really know if it's overhyped. It's just the hype expectancy coming out of high school with our college development. So take that, Mr. Rubicon. He said the only player that's special is Lorenzo Lingard.
I mean,
I'm not even going to acknowledge this guy anymore. What happened to Jeff Thomas? So Jeff Thomas ain't special?
Cam Harris.
Yeah, Cam Harris has the special ability. He just got to show. That's another play I was very disappointed in this. I can't flex. I was really hurt after that game, because that was his chance to show up, man. Right. I can't lie.
Right.
Oh, he did say Jeff Thomas. Okay, he brought up Jeff Thomas. Delay. Yep, you're right. Unknown face says Shaq Quarterman take 12 seconds to recognize a play.
I think no, but you know what, Holsum, you made a great point previously, man. I think he plays too fast. He doesn't know how for the game to slow down. I've seen it plays, man. Yeah.
And see, the thing about the linebacker position, especially middle linebacker, you're reading a triangle. So that means that from those guards, the outside shoulder, there we go. The outside shoulder of the guards to the running back. That's called the triangle. And what happens is those guys usually move as one. So if the guards are pulling, the running back follows. If one pulls, the running back follows, and the other one usually helps to replace. And now the center becomes the guard becomes the center, as they have gap exchange in the offensive line of the ball. So what happens is when everyone starts moving like that, it results in a linebacker even having 1 or 2 reactions. They either automatically take that, because of course at the snap of the ball, you take a read step. And as you take that read step, as you're doing it, you're supposed to be aware of what's all going on in front of you and around you. Okay. But the difference between having instincts and being aware, they're 2 different things. So aware is what's happening as it's happening right now. I'm aware of all my surroundings that's going on. Instinct is knowing this is about to happen. So I'm not going to give it away. But as soon as that ball moves, I'm shooting right there in that C gap, because I know it's a counter. And I'm going to bust you in the backfield. That's instinct and knowing what's about to happen. And our linebackers, Mike Pickney is the only one I've seen show instinct. 55, no. He shows me one play, then goes missing for 3 quarters. This shows me another play and goes missing for a couple quarters. When you really sit in it, it's bad to compare him to other professionals. But if you sit and watch, think of the best linebackers in the NFL right now. Are they assist tackle guys or solo tackle guys?
Solo tackle guys.
Shaq Quarterman hasn't even broken 100 tackles as a 3-year starter at the University of Miami, and not even 1 season.
Right.
Shaq Quarterman and Mike Pickney have been 3-year starters, and neither one of them have led the team in tackles. It's been a safety each year. And some people might say that's scheme, but eventually, if you've been playing the same dang teams, the same conference for 3 years, you should develop a sense of instinct eventually to a couple of key things that's going on. And you should go make plays.
Look at Denzel
Perryman. That is Mike Pickney.
Denzel Perryman played under D'Onofrio. And man, that guy was a freak. He was a freak physically and just as a player. I don't think I can recall a linebacker that's strong or that physical I've ever seen at Miami in a while. I mean, he could have played with the greats. 86 gang, right? He was that good. He was that good.
It's the mantra of a Miami Hurricanes player.
Yeah.
Only issue with him was his coverage, and some teams picked on him. But you might beat him in coverage, but he's going to make the tackle. Like, yeah, you might get the first down, but you're going down as soon as he touches you. Like, you're hitting the floor. Except for Dalvin Cook. I don't know. For some reason, Dalvin Cook just kind of – Dalvin Cook and Devontae Freeman just had the number for Miami when Denzel Perryman played in those games. But I see a nice question that from Rafael Nunez, Paul and Holsum. If we had James Coley as our OC, we're undefeated.
Let me think about that for a second.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like I'm on board.
Yeah.
With Brad Kaya, a third day 6th round draft pick guy who was out the league in a year, and Jaron Williams has a lot more potential than Brad Kaya. I definitely see it.
I get what you guys are saying, but I'm very critical with James Coley and the quarterbacks he offered. What have they done? You know, Brad Kaya, okay, yeah, that was a he had success at the college level, but then look at the quarterbacks who would have came after Brad Kaya. Jack Allison didn't even get the nod at West Virginia. He offered him Malik Rozier. You know,
he was a starter for us and he looked good.
Right, yeah, right. I mean, he got away with a lot of plays. Darrell Langham, miracle catch twice. You know, we could have easily gone from 10-1 to 7-3, 8-3, whatever. But you know, I think Coley. I like Enos I think he's going to develop our quarterbacks well. You know, I really do. It's just one game, guys. I think Enos is going to develop our quarterbacks, and our offense is going to look good as the season goes on. I truly do. Coley was a good offensive coordinator, yeah, but I just think look at the quarterbacks we're offering. Look the programs we're getting. The quarterbacks we're getting into the program. It's going to pay off in the long run. That's what.
Right. And I get it. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, what if we had Mario Cristobal or something like that? Like, we're happy with the staff that we do have. But it was one of the questions from someone who, and you know, 97 people on the chat at 10:50 at night. Like
that's pretty good. And we were supposed to go on 9:30. We ran a little late, man. This is great. I appreciate everything, guys. Thank you so much for coming on, man. It really does mean a lot for us, man. It keeps us motivated. It keeps us going, you know?
Yeah.
It's a grind, man. It's a grind. Alonzo1219 said it best, man. It's a grind for us. It really is.
Yeah. Speaking of Alonzo1219, you know, we probably gonna go ahead and do some things with Alonzo. So you know, we're excited about that moving forward. You know, to have all three of our heads going at it, we have a whole bunch of opinions that don't mesh. But it's good because of the fact that it creates debate. You know, I even had a guy on my channel. I asked, like, what are some of the things I could do to better my channel? And they said, do more collabs, but like with film breakdowns. So once we can figure out how to do that type of stuff, I think all of our channels could go to a whole nother level. But
yeah,
you know, I think Junior and the Big Dog tried it, and then the video got put down for copyright. So that's something like we're all trying to work on, guys. But it's category 6.
Oh.
Ooh. So you said category 5, adding Alonzo to category 5?
Ooh, I don't know. That's so many people at the same time. Because like even like radio, like just TV shows in general, like they only have like 3 to 4. 6 is a lot. Like how do you control it all? Share it, you know, share everyone's voice.
And you know, Zoe definitely ain't just gonna sit there and let someone else talk. He gonna I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, he gonna hop in. So
that is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. We'll probably stick to 3 and 3.
We'll see what happens. We'll
see how the cookie crumbles. And the biggest thing about it right now is we're all doing some of the same content. Like Coop did a Miami Hurricanes versus North Carolina preview. I'm doing one that's uploaded right now. Paul's gonna do one probably in the next day or two. Junior and the Big Dog will do theirs on Thursday. Zoe did his Sunday and Monday. Like all over is gonna be people with some of the same content. So that's why we try to do collabs, so that we could. Oh, they're talking about having Cam Underwood as the moderator for all 6.
Hey, oh,
that's too much power right there. That would be amazing. But Cam, Cam probably kind of looks down on us. So he's on a different stratosphere. So we
want to be like Cam Underwood one day.
I'll leave that alone. My biggest thing as far as with all of us is, the good thing about us is we don't step on each other's toes. Like we kind of just let everybody do their thing. No one's trying to be controlling or, speak over people or bring down other people. Like that's not what the U family is about.
We're not Paul Feinbaum.
Oh God! I don't want to curse on your show and get demonetized. So.
I love it how Tennessee lost to Georgia State though. Like that was just amazing for him to just like to humble
he
himself.
Call them a third world program,
but at least his alma mater lost to like a Division III school. I mean, literally. I mean, isn't that the best karma for his alma mater to get embarrassed?
Oh, I thought he went to Florida. He went
to Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. I'm sorry. I have to root against him now. I've always wondered, like, do you think if one of us like gets a big time job and like let's say we're on ESPN or something like that, will we create a whole bunch of Miami haters because like I know I hate the Cowboys because of Stephen A. Smith. Like because of Skip Bayless. Like I hate the Cowboys because of him.
Right.
So I wonder if we ever were to make it.
If I think what I like from a broadcaster just being even, calling the game how you see it, not having favoritism. Guys like Lou Holtz, for example, who I can't stand. He hates Miami. I can't stand Paul Feinbaum, who hates Miami. Mark May. All those guys hated Miami. Like, listen, man, just be fair. If you think one team's the favorite over the other one, and even if you went to that school, that's the underdog, man. Like, if you think whoever's going to win the game, just be honest, man. Don't be favorite. Right. I hate favoritism. Like, I hate that, man. Just don't be biased. God, I can't stand Lou Holtz.
I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to that was seeing guys like Michael Irvin. Miami could be playing. Desmond Howard just lives down here, and he respects us more than some players.
Yeah, man.
Like I don't even know if I could have been in the same room when John Beeson picked Florida over Miami during the ACC kickoff.
I think he just kept it real, man. He's not a biased person. He understands he's an alumni of Miami. Everybody understands that. So he was just trying to keep it real. It is a good job as well.
I feel you, but I don't care if Miami is playing Alabama 2011. I'm picking Miami. I'm a Miami Hurricane, and I'm a ride with my boys. Now, some people may look at that as idiotic or ignorant, which means lack of knowledge. It doesn't mean anything disrespectful for people who don't know. But I look at it like, how can I have a platform and not put on for Miami? Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like if let's say I was on with Mark Rogers and Cam Underwood, and somebody asked me about a random YouTuber or you, I'm gonna ride with my boy Paul. Are you crazy? Like that's how I was brought up. Like if you rep those colors and somebody else rep them with you, or y'all play for the same squad, you ride with them no matter what, no matter who you're going up against. Because at the end of the day, you got to line up the ball. Georgia State had to Tennessee had to still line up, and they took it off. That's just me.
I feel that.
What I pick Clemson, over Alabama. Yeah. When we make it to the ACC championship game,
you know what? If Miami goes 11-1 and plays Clemson, I got him over Clemson because think about it. Clemson has been the ACC championship game without any competition. You get relaxed. It's just another game. It's like, hey, we're looking forward to the college football playoff. Boom. That's how Miami surprises you. But we got to take care of business in the Coastal first. You know, we got to set that up to make it that big game. So it's a long season. A lot of things can happen in a second. So we'll see, man. I'm excited. I really do think it's going to be a special season. I really do.
I think so too. Anything you want to address before I guess we do Q&A and then get out of here?
I got nothing. I'm excited, man. I'm like literally, I cannot wait till Saturday. I really can't. It literally felt like a year for that week to go by. It was miserable just to see everybody and their mom play, and Miami's just on the sidelines, like just not playing. It sucked. You know, I'm just glad to be back on the field on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, thank you 247. He gave me a shout out for NDSU beating Butler. It's crazy because the coaches were like, we're getting these network subscriptions from South Florida. You telling people you coach here or something? I was like, yeah. A lot of people know I'm kind of popular in South Florida. They don't know about the YouTube channel. But I'm kind of popular in South Florida, so it's a lot of people like who I've gone down there and spoke with. So this week, your boy the Holsum will be on sideline duty. So if you get a chance to turn into I think it's like FS2 or something like that to watch North Dakota State play the University of North Dakota. You'll see your boy on the sideline. And we have a lot of Tampa recruits. So it's some Florida guys on this roster who are balling. So just letting you know, if you ever get a chance to tune in to some NDSU football, look for the dreads, the luscious locks on the sideline. It's your boy.
Hey, I got people asking for a score prediction. Let's hear it, Holsum one.
Oh, 31-14, Miami.
31-14?
I put it on, and Cam Underwood and State of the U retweeted me.
Hey.
Quoted my tweet, and they were like, sounds about right. So
right.
I'm pretty amped about that. Like, I ended up getting like maybe 40 likes or something like that with that score prediction.
All right.
Because I think the biggest thing about it is it'll be close. And I think it'll be a defensive game for us. Like, people want to say the offense is going to ball. I think it's going to be a couple pick sixes.
Oh yeah.
Just please don't give me a 2013 game where my heart is on the floor. That was terrifying.
Holsum one. If it's 2013, man, we're going to be having a lot of videos discussing Canes football, man. A lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of red flags. So my score prediction, I honestly don't see UNC scoring more than 14 points. I got Miami winning 45-14.
God dang. 45 points.
I got 45 points, man.
Woo!
I think.
Hey, Paul.
I see it, man. They can't hang, man. They can't hang.
I'm gonna play the lottery with your number.
Listen, man, we got so many better athletes than them. We got a better offensive coordinator. Our defense, Sam Howell's never seen a defense like this in his life. He was trying to make the dumbest plays against South Carolina. Yo, this is Manny Diaz's defense. He's going to see athletes he has not seen before. We're going to get to him. I say 5 sacks, 3 interceptions. Just putting out a number. That's my prediction, 45-14. Yes, offensive line doesn't need to step up. I agree.
Not to cut you off, Paul. Couple people are asking, do we plan to do any recruiting updates? Like, are you doing anything on your channel? I know I do on my Canes updates. I do some recruiting updates, but it usually comes with commits. Like, I'm not gonna sit here. To be honest with y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all blood raw. I'm not gonna waste all that time and effort on research for a kid not coming to Miami. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Keyshawn Lawrence, man, you might want to decommit. Just saying, from Tennessee.
I bet, that money bag make players do whatever they want to do for them. Look at what's the corner that went there to play receiver and he's not
Tyler Bird.
Oh, he was flashing the U at the Under Armour All-American. Like,
he was nice too. He could have played here.
National signing.
He was nice. I like Tyler Bird a lot, but he's a bull.
And I'm not even gonna go there disrespectfully, but it did give me cause to pause on our corner recruiting But then I saw how our corners play. So I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm good with this. But it was a little nerve-wracking seeing all these South Florida corners go elsewhere while we got like 3-star recruits.
Do you think Pope and Hightower will be more involved in the game plan this week? Or, D. Wiggins as well, for example.
I think that they're gonna put Pope on the field because I think Pope already let him know, like, if I'm not playing, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I can't call him weak-minded. I can't call him soft because this kid was a 5-star, yo.
Yeah.
A 5-star. And the reason why you telling me can't play is a playbook.
5-star from Miami Southridge, local.
And see what happens with fans when you say stuff like that is they start to think the kid isn't intelligent. They start to think the kid is ignorant and stupid. And here we go recruiting these dumb players again. And that is not the answer. To me, if you're a wide, that's one of the simplest positions. If you're a wide out and I'm the quarterback, I'm going to be like, Coach, we got to play this kid. He doesn't know to play. Coach, I will tell him to play.
Right.
That kid is one of the best wide receivers in the state of Florida. And you got him sporting a jersey on the sideline for pictures because you don't like playing freshmen. Then we bring in a new head coach and a new OC and the same thing happens. Come on now.
Yeah.
It was one game. But I say Pope.
I said Hightower too, man. He was nice against LSU. Then he got injured, man. I think there's a lot of potential with him. We just haven't.
Big kid, like,
man.
And I'm gonna say pause after this, but he thick, like, pause. Like, that dude is solid. 6'2.5", 6'3". Bro, gotta be like 230. He is just like yoked. And the way he goes up like a grown man for the ball, like, I don't see how that got how is Brian Hightower, D. Wiggins, and Mark Pope not all second stringers out there across the field getting some reps in?
Yeah.
Oh, but guess what's gonna happen? Play them a lot this year because of seniority. Then you're gonna expect them to have a breakout season next year with no confidence because you had them on the sideline for 2 years. Like, how does that make any sense to me? Then we're going to waste Jeremiah Payton the same way, too, because he didn't even get a snap. He's not even on the depth chart for the second week in a row.
Right.
So we're going to waste Jeremiah Payton, too? Okay. Then you wonder why kids don't come here.
I don't think it – Unknown Face says the boosters don't want them. I wouldn't say the boosters don't want a 5-star kid to play. I wouldn't say they want Brian Hightower to play when he's the only receiver to show flashes, him and Jeff Thomas against LSU. I think it's more with the coaching staff, in my opinion. What do you think, Holsum one?
I agree. But I think that they're taking shots at Tate with that statement.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Because Tate was just pushed out there. He only practiced receiver less than 2 weeks, and he's already on the field getting more snaps, than Mark Pope and basically anyone. Now,
I don't want to hear nothing about use Tate Martell as no dang gadget play this week. So all the gadget play bull crap, that's out the window.
Right.
So either y'all give it to him. Now, I will say this much. If they do what I think they're going to do, where they ace jet him across, give him the ball, he stop and do a double pass.
I'm picturing that every day.
And then to do it because you're going up against a young quarterback and you got a good defense. This is the game to do all that gadget stuff.
Right.
Don't save it for Bethune-Cookman. Don't waste it on Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Do it this week. Do it on national computer TV. Like
YouTube TV.
Drop that stuff in there.
Yeah.
904 Hurricane is asking me what techniques do Ford, Bethel, and Silver play. Okay.
Go for it.
Nestor Silvera can play 1-0 through the 3. He can play 0 technique in a 3-4. He can play 1 technique in a 4-3, and he can play 3 technique in a 4-3. But I'm seeing with Blake Baker's 4-2-5, he wants a big dude at 1 technique and then an aggressive player at the 3 technique. So I think that they will have John Ford at the 1 and Nesta at the 3, which to me, it's a whole bunch of potential in that lineup, but I haven't seen anything from either one of those to really – I love Nesta. I'm hyping up Nesta because I think he can be great, but knowing that I won't see him till August 1st is a little demeaning.
Yeah.
Honestly. John Ford, listen, the the ability of John Ford, he could play zero through stand-up outside linebacker if he wanted to. He's one of those players to where if he got it, a full understanding of what he could be. I mean, I'm not going to call him Clowney because Clowney sucks, in my opinion. He's one of the most overhyped players I've ever seen in my life. But I could see him being like kind of a baby Calais Campbell or a thinner version of what's bruh name for the Eagles? Cox. As far as being that size, strength, speed combination, he could be all of those things. But he hasn't shown me any of that stuff just yet. And Pat Bethel is just a guy. Pat Bethel's a guy holding a scholarship. So, that's it for him.
Yeah, it's the last year, senior year. And let's be honest. Let's say his father wasn't a Miami legacy. Do you think he still gets the offer?
Yeah, because he was an Under Armour All-American coming out of high school.
Okay, true.
And his dad was a tight end, not even a defensive lineman. It's not, and he's not a height, weight, speed guy. He's 6'2.5". He was 240. So it's not like he was overhyped. I just think he's one of those guys that's not gonna go make a play. If a play comes to him, he'll make it. But he's not gonna bull rush a guard, swim move, blow up a fullback, and sack the quarterback, strip sack, fall on the ball. He ain't gonna do that.
Right.
But if it's a dive coming straight at him, he'll anchor and hold an A gap for you, and hopefully somebody shoot the gap. But he ain't no Gerald Willis go make a play. He's a Luther Robinson. And ironically, they wore the same numbers.
Luther Robinson. Wow.
He's He's a guy.
Olsen Pierre. Temple commit.
Porter. He's a guy.
Oh, no. That's reminding me of the dark days of the golden era, man. D'Onofrio. I don't want to go there. Curtis Porter.
247. Calais Campbell is huge. John Ford is 6'5".
John Ford
Campbell is 6'8", 300 pounds. That's similar. That's why I said like a smaller version of him. Now, Gregory Rousseau has the highest upside on that team right now. Oh, that's a lie. Jafari Harvey has the greatest upside on the defensive line. But him and Gregory Rousseau better be starting next year because, Lord Jesus. Paul, you saw that. Gregory Rousseau, oh my God. The way he blew up that dang left tackle, I said, Jesus Christ. He just like one arm walked the guy back to the quarterback, pushed him, and then sacked. And that's when we went to halftime on that energy. Like, that was crazy.
We better be up. We better pressure the hell out of Sam Howell, man. We better get to him right out the gate.
Yeah. And that's another thing that I saw. We can't keep using this contained BS. It's only one game.
Right.
Sam Herbert showed us that I think all quarterbacks in today's college football are slightly mobile.
Right.
Tried to tell me for the longest Brad Kai is a statue. I went back and watched. You're right. It was nice to see because you always felt like he was going to throw for 300-400 yards, but
Brad Kai made
some of our best O-lines look bad because he just would sit there.
I feel like he played in the wrong era.
So you think he could have played in the 2000s?
Yeah, I think so, man. Because like nowadays, man, look at all the mobile quarterbacks. How successful!
I think he could have beat Ja'Cory Harris out. Like if he was on that 09 team.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. Kai didn't turn the ball over that much compared to Ja'Cory, man.
Now to come back to the UNC game, I'm a little nervous about number 92 for North Carolina versus our O-line. He's a very disruptive defensive lineman.
Yeah, man. That's literally what I'm worried about. That's the only that's what scares me about this game. Look at is our offensive line and the whole season in general, man. Like, should we be worried, Holsum one, or are we gonna get better week by week?
We'll get better week by week. Don't get that misconstrued. Right. But 92 is a playmaker. 92 is an NFL guy. Like he's good, man. And the way he shoots gaps, I'm calling him Jay Willis. But that kid, like the way he shoots gaps and makes plays in the backfield, number 92 from North Carolina, number 92 from Duke. In conference defensive tackles who in division, in conference defensive tackles who give me cause to pause. And with Corey Gaynor, our center grading out as our best offensive lineman, Donaldson all having all the offseason hype, not showing up. Yeah. Scaife showing me some things. Scaife, I was pretty impressed with Scaife for showing me some stuff in open field.
Then Campbell
is a guy who, if he gets some confidence, because I don't know if y'all saw some of those plays, he looked horrible. But in the run game, he was moving stuff. Like they did an unbalanced line that put him next to Donaldson. And so it was Donaldson and Campbell with Nelson, and they like double teamed the three up to the line. That's what made DJ break. It was nice. It was nice to see, man.
What do you, I mean?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, man. Jaron Williams, man. You expect him to make quicker decisions this game, or are we still going to see those habits from week one where he's going to be timid about turning the ball over or making that close window pass?
I don't think we see the best of him until about week 5, week 6.
Okay.
I think it's going to take some time for him to build that confidence.
Yeah.
This offensive line, build the confidence in our offensive coordinator, build the confidence in the play calling. Like even sometimes when we gave him time, it's like he saw ghosts in the pocket and started like fidgeting and no one was there just yet, you know? And he put us in some bad situations. I know a lot of people like to blame the offensive line, but if you watch that dang game, he put us in some bad situations too with his. And it was his first game. I understand. I get it. It was his first game, but you know.
And
I think the first half they're gonna play timid, and then the second half we're gonna pull away.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be because of the defense. It's not gonna be because of the offense.
Yeah, defense is gonna carry the team. Like last season against UNC, defense, won the game. There was a blowout, but credit to the defense. And I think also Jaron Williams is going to gain that confidence. Bethune-Cookman, Louisville, Central Michigan. Those are 3 games that are blowout wins, no doubt. Build your confidence up. Feel looser, feel more confident. Then Virginia Tech, Virginia at home.
They should be.
Yeah, they will be. They need to be.
Yes.
If this is the new Miami, that's what the expectations are.
It is. Is this the new Miami?
I know, right? I know. I asked myself.
I'm gonna say yes. I can't flex. It's like some people might say that I'm up and down, like they. But there's difference between being realistic and analytical, and then like when I think the new Miami, it is new. Like it is because to go from 7-6 and feel like we were never in any game, to turn around and taking the 8th ranked team, 11th ranked team, rivalry, young squad to the brink, I'm riding with that any day. Yeah. As opposed to being the overrated squad that underachieves, I would much rather be the underrated squad that's achieving and growing as a program.
Yeah.
And to see it happening going into a new decade where Miami can create what Clemson did. It's there for the picking. Instead of worrying, I'm going to change my mindset to this when it comes to new age college football. Most people say it's recruiting. I'm changing it to player development. Because I saw the blueprint of Clemson and how Dabo didn't get big-time recruits except for a couple big-time recruits at a couple key positions throughout the years, but everybody else was mainly 3-stars. And he just coached the heck out of those players.
Yeah. It didn't come overnight.
Right. And it took some time. But that's Clemson.
Yeah.
Miami has the talent that they could match the coaches. They could do that this year. We could turn around and be a 12-1 squad. Is it possible? Yes.
Miami's situation kind of reminds me of Auburn's with Gene Chizik and Gus Malzahn. Do you see that similarity, or that's where I kind of see it?
That's a bit.
That's how I see it.
That's crazy because what's the name of that podcast? Inside it's like the little green screen. It like blew up. They're SEC, but they talk Miami too.
Late Kickoff Show.
Yeah, I love that. I love that
nice.
That podcast.
Yeah, they are good.
They didn't compare us, but they did say like it's one of those. They said like Auburn is one of those schools to where it's a small fan base, but when they're good, they're freaking good, and it comes out of nowhere. And it's kind of similar to Miami, but I think Miami could be dominant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, 247 compared us to USC. I don't want to see USC right now.
No,
I truly don't.
I don't. That USC, no, they're a
dumpster fire right now.
Yeah. No, man, we don't want to be USC.
I will say this.
They have more history than us too.
If you could put one thing to put us over the top for this UNC game, one guy has to have a good game, one position group, who would it be? As you say, you fix that and we blow out UNC.
Offensive line.
Okay.
10 sacks to, let's say, 1 sack. I mean, 2 sacks at most. I mean, I think there's no doubt. I think the line's 14 points.
Right.
You know?
I say, because I know that the O-line is going to gel and it's going to take some time. I know the quarterback is going to gel and it takes some time. I know the wide receivers have worked on their hands. We only had, 2 or 3 drop passes, and it came more from the tight ends than it did the wideouts.
Will Mallory.
I'm going to say if this position group takes over the game, we win by a wide margin. Defensive line edge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I thought you were going to say running back.
Things a home team has is being able to have a quiet crowd and a clean snap count. So if I can fix those 2 things, by whatever the snap count is, Trevon Hill is flying by your guy and he's sacking your quarterback. I said it. Scott Patchett probably shouldn't be our starter. I think Trevon Hill should start over him.
Well, he had the best game against Florida.
He had the tackles. Like I said, effort guy. He's an effort guy. Because do you take John Garvin off the field for Trevon Hill or Scott Patchett off the field?
Scott Patchett.
And then I think you can, having a guy like Scott in that second half, you're a high effort guy. You don't want him to be tired in the second half. If you got a guy that's going to go balls to the wall for your squad, you want him that second half when the other team is starting to get slightly tired. And then he could take over a game in the second or third quarter because he got energy like a bunny and he's just flying. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I think you start Trevon Hill and have Scott come in later on.
Okay.
That's my opinion because we have seen this guy wreck teams in our division, and I just want to see a glimpse of that guy as a Hurricane. So I think the defensive line, if they can shut the run down and get after the quarterback, like if you tell me we get 6, let's say we turn around and have 10 sacks. I know that might sound crazy, but we turn around and have 6 to 8 sacks.
I'm telling you, man, when that kid, when his first check isn't there, he freezes. He wants to run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, with our defensive line, dude, we can reach that. We can possibly get to 10 sacks. That's a big number, but it's possible. He's nervous, man. This is his first time seeing a real legit defense. South Carolina sucks. That's a 5-7, 4-8 football team. North Carolina is a 500 football team that might get bowl eligible. Let's be real.
Yeah, I said on my video that I don't see neither one of these squads having more than 8 wins. Like
they don't have any playmakers, man. They don't have it. Tarvin Feaster was the only guy for South Carolina.
And then before him, who was the guy they had? Like 28 that ran all over us in the bowl game? Or no, Debo Samuel. He was pretty good.
I think you're talking about the kid from South Florida that he was like a late offer from Miami on signing day.
Oh no, that's the linebacker. They had
or
something like that.
Yeah.
But Sky Moore was a linebacker from
Sky
South
Moore. Yeah. Sky Moore.
But he's not in the NFL either, so I guess he was just a college guy too. So
true.
Jermaine Grace made an active roster. Good God.
Hey, I like Jermaine Grace, man. I felt like his career was really cut short.
I think if he could have played in this 4-3 defense, might pick freshman.
How about Al-Qadim Muhammad? What's up with him, man? Where is he at? Where is
That's actually a good question. I know he signed a big contract with the Colts, like $18 million or something like that. Like, because he was balling like those last couple of games as an edge rusher, but I don't know if he's still with the team or not. Yeah, Colts. Yeah, he's still with the Colts.
Okay. I would love to know because I feel like this is my prediction. We're going to bring a lot of fans to the game because I'm going to the game, and Miami does travel well in the South, Atlanta specifically.
Yeah.
Anyone going to the game in the comment section, I would just love to know if you are. I mean, we'll meet up or something. Who knows? I just want to see because I think we're going to have a big crowd, which is great. I love bringing a big crowd to an away game.
Oh, unknown facts say he going.
Okay, cool. Where are you sitting in the Miami section, guys? I'm sitting in row D or section D. Row I don't even know. I'm in the Miami section somewhere.
Mr. Rubicon say he need 5 linebackers like Jermaine Grace and 2 like Denzel Perryman.
Yeah, then we win a national title probably.
I tell you this much. You give me Colin McCarthy at middle linebacker. No, I lied. Denzel at middle, Colin at strong because you got to go against tight ends, and Sean Spence at weak side.
Ooh,
I don't even. It's nothing you can say to me.
hey.
We got heads. 100 people in the.
You see, Sean Spence was a playmaker.
Yeah, he was.
Sean Spence was a playmaker. That kid made plays in big time games. He wasn't like quarterback.
Right, you got 100 people in the chat. That's
right. And we like winged it. Like we didn't even advertise it. This man, this is great. I appreciate it, guys, a lot, man. For coming
I'm so sorry, y'all. Like I had meetings, I had practice.
Yeah.
I promised Paul I didn't want this on my channel. I wanted it on his channel.
Appreciate it.
Never got a chance to do live. I want Paul like swing over there, man, and make sure you guys subscribe to Paul's channel.
Appreciate it.
Boy, I've been supporting him since before he wouldn't even answer phone calls.
First one to reach out.
Yeah, you know, I offered to do a collab and he laughed at me. So, you know, hey, always supporting him, man, of course. So
Holsum one, this comment has been coming up constantly. Florida State. What you got, man?
I don't want to overreact because at the same time, we all know Florida State, Miami, it doesn't matter. You can throw the records out the window. This is my personal, this is my analytical, this is my pissed off. Like, this is just my opinion. I have grown, especially after last year's game. Records do not matter. Right. What either team does before that game does not matter. You know what matters? The 11 men on the football field wearing your uniform that wants it more than the other team. That's all that matters in this game. You go back to 2013 when we had similar teams, 2 undefeated squads. They blew us out. Why? They wanted it more. The next 5 seasons, we held them and we were close with them, and they made 1 play to win the game. 2017 comes, we make 1 play to win the game. 2018 comes, we hold them to 18 yards for the second half to win a game. 2019 comes, they lose an early season heartbreaker to Boise State. They're going to galvanize the troops, make some adjustments, and at the end of the day, you know, whether y'all want to be honest with yourselves or not, they're going to play Miami different. Like I said in my video, every team in the ACC, they look at Miami as the Big East team, the old UCF that when they finally got a chance to come to big leagues hasn't shown anything yet. UCF was us, a team that played in a smaller conference. Whenever they played big-time schools, 9 times out of 10 won, and then fell off to a certain extent. And that's exactly what's happened. These ACC teams don't respect us. North Carolina, Virginia, Virginia Tech, Florida State, Clemson, Syracuse, they don't respect Miami, and it's our fault for making them feel as though it's okay to do that. Do you think Ed Reed would have not taken a 15-yarder or kicked out the game to see the UNC quarterback go like this and flick IU down? Yeah. Even though we was losing by 30 points, Ed Reed would have knocked that dude's teeth down his throat.
Yeah.
But those Al Golden teams allowed crap like that. You think Ed Reed would have pushed his own players off the 50-yard line dancing on the Florida State logo? Mark Richt did. Told them to get their A off the effing thing and have some respect. When Florida State, Jimbo would let them plant the flag in the middle of the U, and the whole team come and take a picture on it ready to do the top. And we finally have a coach who's going to let us play like Miami Hurricanes and show other teams that they better respect us. But Florida State, they don't. The kids who are on the roster right now have experienced beating Miami. You have to make it to the point where to your senior year, you want to beat Miami one time. And then your senior year, you ain't beat Miami that year either. That's the type of stuff that creates great squads. And unfortunately, Florida is the only team that has an ability to be state champs this year. So we'll see what happens with that.
NASCAR package. Oh boy, then I feel like that comes up every show. NASCAR package.
hey, somebody started to listen to me, man. I keep saying it. Jay, Brett Venner. Oh, Calvin Dixon with a $4 donation.
Oh, thank you so much, Calvin. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you all supporting Paul, man. It's an amazing feeling to be here for a friend. Hop on with him, and for the longest we were on other channels making money. I do lives. Paul was never the guy to do it.
I never go live. Really.
Did it, and I'm truly happy for him. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has donated tonight. This is his first live. This is his first opportunity getting donations. And just want to say thank you to everyone who's done it. We appreciate you guys. Oh, are you worried if Florida State brings in Mike Leach?
That's too much thinking down the road.
No, it's not. Yeah, they'll have a new coach by the end of the season.
Listen, one thing about
I swear for the Lord, it better not be Urban Meyer. I'll take anybody else. But if they bring in Urban Meyer, I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna be hurt. I can't.
I got two things, Holsum. One, Urban Meyer is going to USC. That's my first thing. Because it's already been said by Zach Smith on his podcast. He said Urban Meyer has his list already of of coaches he wants joining him to USC, and his wife loves. That's the only place she'll move is Southern California.
Oh, Miami. No, we got our guy. Never mind. We got our guy.
We got our guy. And one more thing. Does Mike Leach have any connections in South Florida?
Yeah. Yeah, T. Martin was one of his core.
Right. Yeah. T. Martin
at one point. Right. And at the same time, like his offense does well with less talented players than it does with more talented players. So
yeah.
And Mike Leach ain't no recruiter. So the only thing that would scare me is if he was able to go grab Tim Brewster from North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing nobody's thinking about. So North Carolina got a nice staff. Built people who played against Miami or coached against Miami, and some coaches who were at Miami recently. So they're gonna come for it. They're gonna come show up for this game.
Now, Holsum one. I actually, since I live in Raleigh, which is 30 minutes away from Chapel Hill, I actually crossed paths with someone who was friends with Tim Brewster's children growing up. He took the North Carolina job to become the head coach at North Carolina. That's why he left Jimbo Fisher's staff to be the associate head coach there. So that's the plan for Tim Brewster at North Carolina, to be the head coach there. And he used to be a coach at Minnesota early in his career. Yeah.
I ain't gonna get you demonetized. But
Dwayne the Baker
with Buck.
Dwayne the Baker 305. Thank you so much for your donation. Will Mallory, will he show up? Thank you. It's week 2 coming up. He needs a big game. I really do think it will be great for his confidence, because he really hasn't. It's just been a practice player, but it's early. It is early for his career. Very early for his career.
You got other donations, just letting you know.
Oh, thank you. Okaloosa Canes, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Did I miss someone else?
And Calvin and Club Kane with a question.
Oh, Club Kane, thank you so much. We had 10 sacks, and we ain't worried about the schedule besides Bethune-Cookman.
Hell, Wildcat. My parents went there, so that's why I'm like.
There you go. Maybe it was like Battle of the Bands. They'll beat us. probably
that's right. You did
every
kind of
time.
spend some time in Miami. Yeah, you're right. You kind of.
It's like the only time you see the crowd at halftime, just chilling.
Yeah, like when they would play Miami, everybody would stay at halftime just to see the band go out there. Even though Miami's band didn't do too bad at the Florida game, I was like, oh wow.
Really? I didn't
They
even
were
know
like really
that.
amped because remember, I was right next to them. They were amped the entire game. Like that student section, and that's why I say when people say that Miami is irrelevant, that's asinine. To see the fans and all the energy towards that game, I'm like, yo, all we have to do is find a way to put it together. Because the people will show up and the people give a damn. They really, really care, man.
It's a passionate fan.
Way,
very passionate.
We are good. 904. Okay, what was your question, 904, Kane? Everybody talk about it and answer your question, but
D Money on the show. Damn, that would be amazing. I love D Money from Kane's Insight.
Who's that?
D Money from Kane's Insight. So he was one of the original. He basically does like podcasts. He was on with Peter Rees, who created Kane's Insight. They were dropping tons of insight, great knowledge on Miami Hurricanes football. If there was any way to get me in touch with D Money on this show, that would be amazing. That guy, man, great content on Kane's Insight. I love that channel. Probably one of the websites that gave me the inspiration to create a YouTube channel. You know, I love Peter Rees and what he created.
Yeah, it was a sad day to see him move on with, but
first round management
position, so he had to like move on.
Right.
I was just hoping he didn't go to like a rival school because I think it was like Florida State had reached out to him about it or something. About like doing head of recruiting there or something like that.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, he had put it out on a tweet one day and then deleted it, but he was like, man, I wish Miami would have given me the chance that a rival school did. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's hurtful. All right, so 247, because are you ready to
Yeah, let's do a rapid fire real quick before we
rapid fire question. Yeah. Favorite Kane, man, that's hard.
Favorite Kane.
Pick 3 on defense and 3 on offense. Go.
All right, favorite Kane. Andre Johnson, Ed Reed, and last one.
3 on 3. 3 on offense, 3 on defense.
I got one more. Frank Gore. And then defense. Shoot. But this is tough. Ken Dorsey was the third offense, and then 2 more defense. I'm just saying names right now. I can't think on my feet.
Defense, Ken Dorsey. He might have been one hell of a DN back in the day at 6'6".
Defensive players, shit, man. Gerald Willis. And last but not least, let's throw one in there. Jaquan Johnson. I don't know. That was awful. That was like the worst 3. It's top of my head, though.
All right, my 3 on offense, I'm going to keep it recent because, of course, I'm going to go
right.
Santana, Maud, Clinton Porter, like all those old
Right.
I'm going to say Travis Benjamin.
Okay, yeah.
Stephen Morris and Duke Johnson. Defensive side of the ball, Denzel Perryman, of course. Like he's one of the reasons why I wore 52 is because of Denzel Perryman. He was my favorite player to watch. Because I played against him in high school and then saw him all his years at Miami, and it was amazing. And shook his hand after a game, and I'm like, "You going to the U, right?" He's like, "Yeah, it's either them or Notre Dame," because that was the other team that was like big on him. And I told him he got to go to the U, and he was like, "All right." So, not saying I'm the reason why he was a Miami Hurricane. I'm just saying. But Jaquan Johnson, I'm gonna have to go with Jaquan because it's like. He was one of those kids I saw. We graduated the same class. So all the Nike Spark Combines, all the camps, like we went to all that stuff. And, I still speak to him every now and again when I see him. He's one of those guys. He can't talk worth the crap, but he's a good guy. And I'm going to have to say it's kind of a tie between Spence and Redwine.
Okay.
But, the way Redwine showed up in games, man, and he was one of those guys who definitely overachieved because he was a 3-star guy, and then it took him a couple years, but he ended up being one of the best playmakers on an amazing defense.
Okay, wholesome one. Most underrated Kane.
Let's do one defense, one offense.
Okay.
Underrated Kane on offense. That's actually a really hard one.
I can name one.
Go ahead.
Duke Johnson.
He's underrated?
Yeah.
How?
Because when you talk about great running backs, no one really mentions Duke Johnson. He never won any big games, but he was the heart and soul of that team.
He was literally kept our team for 3 whole seasons.
Yeah.
And he's the reason why we got the recruits that we did, you know. So my underrated offensive player, Brad Kaya. I think Brad Kaya was not appreciated at Miami. Like,
I can see that point.
Because people, they bashed him. They really did. He didn't win any big games until his very last game as a King, so I could see why. But he's one of those players that was so underappreciated while he was here.
People keep saying Rohan Marley on the defense. I wish I grew up watching him.
Sorry, we're doing 2009 and before and after.
You want to do 2009?
We're not going to do 1992 anymore. Thank you.
Leonard Hankerson did have a great senior year. I will agree with that. Aaron Lacey.
I'm gonna say Olivia Burke, my boy, OV.
Yeah.
American Senior High School at Hialeah, Miami Lakes. Hall of Famer at American Senior High School, man. He was amazing.
Olivier Vernon. That's right. What did Clove Kane ask? I want to answer his question. What did he ask?
Keep talking about the O-line versus Bethune-Cookman. Clove Kane was asking if you are concerned about the O-line giving up 10 sacks.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm concerned.
Let's go through this. 5 of the sacks was Darren Williams stepping out of bounds.
True.
Let's go through this again. 2 of the sacks, Darren Williams had over 6 seconds in the pocket and still didn't get rid of the ball. The offensive line was beat for technically 3 sacks. Okay. There's results, and then there's stuff backing up the results. 10 sacks, regardless of how you cut it, looks bad. But even if you just turn on a highlight, please turn on the television and please count the sacks. I'm tired of answering that same dang question. It's starting to get to under my skin because not only we have talked about it, Alonzo, Julian the Big Dog, Blake Baker, Manny Diaz, and Dan Enos have all said these things, and y'all still don't. It doesn't creep into your mind. Okay, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Anything about North Carolina that concerns you, Holsum one?
The environment,
100%.
confidence that team has beating a rival school.
You know what? Let them have that confidence. Let them. Because you know what? Once the first drive happens, they're going to be like, oh, shit. That's panic mode right there then.
Is it panic
mode different ball game
for an entire game, or is it panic mode for that first half?
No, because when you think you're on top of the world and it's like a reality check, like, okay, now it's the big boys. That was South Carolina. This is Miami, and this is a new Miami.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe it's like overconfidence I'm trying to get at.
I think another thing for me that kind of scares me is Sam Hubbard's confidence.
Sam
Howard.
How? It's all good.
His name gonna be dirt.
It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter after the game.
The quarterback. I say the quarterback.
QB1.
Usually Alonzo's the one with the speech impediments. I can usually talk fluently, but it's 11 o'clock here. So hell, it's almost midnight. Where you at, huh?
11:32, yeah.
Let's go. We still got 89 people in the chat.
Yeah.
You, Paul, Lord Jesus.
Hey, I got work at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I gotta wake up at 7 a.m. So
Jesus. But yeah, those are the things that kind of throw me off about this squad. And I don't know if the second thing I'll say, and I'll leave it and I'll let you go ahead and answer the question, Paul. How is this Miami team going to handle a loss?
Yeah.
The last two staffs losses came in packages.
Yeah.
The same 0-2 would be a horrific start.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that would be.
Like, I don't even want to think about it. how bad that would look to a team that had won 2 games in 2 years.
I think if we go 0-2, I'd be in like a shell. Like I wouldn't make a video for a while, a couple weeks.
I won't make a video. I'm gonna be cutting up. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I might not be. It'll be pretty sad. But Holsum, when you everything I wanted to say for that to answer that question, you said it. Like that was all my points, literally. Because honestly, take Bo Corrales out of the game because he would burn us a couple times when we played him. I don't even remember the tight end for UNC. He made some big plays against Miami, especially his freshman year. He's a big tight end too.
Talking about Ebron?
No, not Eric Ebron. Bo Corrales. He was a freshman tight end. We played him on the road at Chapel Hill, and he kept Chapel Hill in the game. That was like he always has his biggest game against Miami. It's weird.
Seems like every other team's good guy does.
Right, yeah. So
Devontae Freeman went missing for 10 games. As soon as he played Miami, he's the best running back. Dalvin Cook was one of the only players that I saw was good every game and then was great.
Oh yeah. He
sucked balls and then just come out and run for 205 touchdowns. But that's because when you're motivated and pissed off because a team didn't offer you, Miami's the only players that don't do that,
247 Canes. Can Bubba Bolden improve? It's up to Bubba Bolden if he wants to improve, man. Bubba Baxter, yeah. Field goals. It's up to him.
I don't think they did that. 2 or 3, 2 sophomores.
Yeah, but the one he missed was like a chip shot and could have been a difference maker in the game. I get what you're saying, but it was a chip shot. Like,
yeah,
it was 23 yards. He misses those for some reason.
Yeah, you're right. It's no excuse. I'm gonna ride with bruh because of the fact that he ran so fast on that fake. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Chasing him.
I love the play call. I love that play call.
And they really disrespected us. I mean, they gave us the first down, but the way that they tried us was crazy.
All right. You want to wrap it up, Holsum more?
Absolutely.
You want to wrap it up, man? I mean, we can keep going for a little bit, but it's up to you, man. It's up to you.
It don't matter to me. If you want to keep going to rapid fire, all right. How about
let's do
2 more questions each, and then we can go.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, guys. So go ahead and drop questions in there. I'll take the first one. Most underrated. We already answered that.
Yeah, we did in a sense. Yes.
Oh, he's saying Badgley is the most underrated kicker. Okay. Alex Smith asks, how bad do we beat Virginia? I think a pissed off Miami team at home.
We beat them, blow them out.
It's the first ever whiteout in Miami. Like we're playing.
We blow them out like bad. We blow them out bad.
I hope so, but it's because the pause. Like I gotta see. I have to see Dan Enos go out there and win.
Yeah, right.
At this point, and like I always say, I'm tired of our highlights being against damn Sam Houston State, San Diego School of the Blind, FIU, clinical schools, aviation schools. I want to see your highlights against ACC conference players. And just like Romeo Finley, if Romeo Finley has the game he did against UNC against Bethune-Cookman, does he get our respect?
Hell yeah.
Oh, you would respect if he did the same thing against Bethune-Cookman that he did against UNC last season?
What, making picks? Making a pick 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think the reason why he got all the respect that he did was because it was against a quality team.
Okay.
ACC opponent. If you got a forced fumble and a pick 6 versus a damn D1 AA, I'm not gonna give you the same respect.
Right.
If Bandy's pick 6 was against
Right. I get what you're saying.
I'm not gonna give him the respect as it was against Notre Dame.
Right.
Now I like go ahead. Shoot. If they could just give me any highlights, I'd be happy. Shaq Quarterman was one of the strongest, hard-hitting players and has 1 career forced fumble. Let that sink in. 247, man. We're about to get off of here. You talk about let's talk schedule. We could do a whole live on schedule.
Yeah, that's after UNC.
Yeah. I personally want to see us with a 2-game sample size, and I'm happy that it's against 2 quality teams. Some people prefer to like play trash teams early. I like us playing some good teams early to see how we look.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, you can take your first question.
All right. We already did predictions for this Saturday. Do you consider a successful season if we lose to FSU and Clemson but win bowl game and finish 11-3? No, I do not. You have to beat FSU. Beating Clemson is turning the corner. Yes, it was a big milestone. Winning the bowl game is a milestone too, but you got to beat FSU, I think. It's a must every year.
Looking at the future, I want to say no. And then if all of our losses are to quality teams, then what are those 11 games? Like, what's the substance of those 11 games?
Right. You got to be FSU, man. You got to be. That's 0-2 against your state.
You can't go 0-2 in the state.
You can't.
And to lose to a team that lost to Boise State, I'm not with that. So the number looks good. And, of course, 11-3 sounds good. But there's no way in the world I can say it's okay to lose to Florida and Tallahassee, especially a horrible Tallahassee team. Nah. And that's the difference. We got Canes fans have been so out-goldenized to thinking that it's okay. We have a good end of the season. Nah, that wouldn't look good.
All right, let's finish up with one more question. We'll call it a day.
Go ahead.
Let's see. I want to go one. Let's say Miami doesn't meet expectations this year. How many years are you giving Manny Diaz? Ooh, that's not a bad one. What do you think, Holsum one? How much time does Coach Diaz have to create that new Miami that he's envisioned in his head? How much time will you give him?
I think he's in the midst of building it. So I would give him to year 2 because I think he already has people buying in because of how we played that first game. Ask me that question at the end of the season.
Yeah.
For me, are we a 9-4 squad or are we a 10-2, 11-1
right.
squad?
Right.
You know,
I say 4 years.
Oh yeah, I'm not calling for his head.
Right.
Oh, yeah. To me, we've seen that. We've seen this story where you only give a coach 4 seasons to show me something. We've done that with the last 4 coaches here. That makes no sense.
But this is different, man. Like the program's changed.
Let him. I wouldn't say give him a 10-year contract, but I would give him at least like 6 years and let's see this thing through.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Dabo had like a 3-win season in like year 4 or something like that.
Yeah, he was on the chopping block, man. They wanted his head.
Right.
Yeah, he had a 3-game.
Unfortunately, Miami isn't that type of school, but maybe we should be so that we can see where a team goes. Like, let a coach through his bad times and his good times, guys.
Yeah.
And all right, now last question. I'll take that. I'll take one last one.
This is it. This is the last one, guys.
Last question.
That's one we see.
Let's see. It's a slight delay in here, so I'll give them a couple seconds. Come on, guys. Come up with a good question for your boy, the Holsum one. If not, I'm just take 247 question if nobody want to ask.
I'll let someone else go, he said.
Question. Predictions. Who will score the first touchdown?
Jaron Williams on a run. I'm still going with it. I don't care.
Comments on the kicker.
All right. I say Jaron Williams on the run. I'm going with it. He just takes off. Dan Enos is going to tell him, if you don't see anyone open, if you don't see a quick decision, just take off and run with this O-line. You see a hole, just take off. I think that's what he's going to do.
Like 5 yards. Just, instead of like looking for, if he just would have took a couple yards every time he was getting pushed out that pocket, we would have had a couple first downs if he just would have took off.
I think that's what they're going to work on. They're going to implement it.
But I think he also looks at it like, well, that's what Kosi did, and that's why Kosi isn't our starter. So why do I want to do that? You get what I'm saying? Like psychologically, in the back of his head, he's probably saying that to himself, like, I don't want to do that. But like we promised, that was the last question, guys.
Thank you guys for coming on this show, and it's literally 11:43 Eastern time.
That's great.
And
go
we
ahead and like on your way out, guys. If you haven't already. You know, if you're here 9 times out of 10, you either came from my channel when I promoted it, or you're here on Paul's channel as a subscriber. The tricky thing about this new YouTube update, when you subscribe, you got to go ahead and hit that bell and then like go to all, because it doesn't notify you for some unapparent reason. If you haven't left that personalized, it'll only notify you sometimes. So go ahead and hit the notification bell and hit all, because Paul brings great content to the table, man. And I appreciate him, and I appreciate all of you being here, supporting him on his very first live. Thank you to everyone who donated for his very first live, man. Thank you all so much, man. Thank you all so. And I'll let Paul do the sign off.
It's always all about this, you guys. And man, I can't wait to go into Chapel Hill and whoop some hippie ass. All right, go Canes.